Giggity, 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 giggity. Hey there, Beertubers. Welcome back to the after hangout chat thing we got going on. We're just basically a few sheets to the wind right now. Not all of them, not three, but like two. We're working on it.
Four.
Right, Greg was triple fisting in the beer analysis, so he's already head start. How strong were those beers anyway? They're fruited sour, so they probably can't be that strong.
Ironically, for a beer called Hedonism, they are 6.9% each.
What? Holy!
Oh my God, that's hilarious!
Wow,
6.9%.
Because you're drinking used to drinking high test, high gravity, imperial stouts all the time.
But Nick, it's 69.
That's right. And now I'm having pizza that I burned in the oven. Now I got to tell you guys something awesome. I opened up a pack of frozen, a Mama's frozen pizza, whatever it's called. We somehow got two pizzas in one.
Are you serious?
Class of the pizza?
That's amazing.
Two pizzas instead of one in a box. That is a very
somebody somewhere has got an empty box.
Yeah,
that's
unfortunately, but
awesome.
You know what?
It's
empty
probably
boxes,
me in my freezer.
Empty boxes are great because you can fill them.
That's the deal of the day right
Guess who's here? Woo! Massive.
Oh my Matt.
Well, I haven't asked anybody what they're drinking yet, but we'll start with Matt. What are you drinking?
I am drinking. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I am drinking Baby Insane. This is a 4.9%, just like little itty bitty hazy. So, there we go. How about you guys?
Very, very nice. Well, let's go over to Chris and say what he's drinking.
Hello. I'm trying today's Nickelbrook Whiny Bastard. This would be the Imperial Stout in Pinot Noir barrels, 11% alcohol by volume. And out of the three that I picked up, the Cafe de Bastardo, or the Kentucky Bastard, or the Whiny Bastard, this is the least one of my favorites because it smells like ass, but it fucking tastes so good. Drink this all day, but it's because of the smell, brings it down to the third out of the three. I mean, it's got a great vinous smell to it, which is what it's supposed to be, but it's tasting pretty fucking dynamite.
I'm gonna have to start doing getting everybody to review their beers while they're on here.
I love that beer.
Why not?
All right, so let's see what Greg's drinking. Oh, he's not there. Too late.
That's perfect.
Unfortunately, these look filters now, and it's not as good as it used to be. But a Sparkle Puff.
Le Sparkle Puff. They've given the Sparkle Puff the filter treatment lately.
Yeah, it smells like shit now.
There's no chunks in there either, is there?
No, so sad.
It's
but it's still probably fucking delicious as ass. By ass, I mean fantastic.
It's like wet socks and malt now.
Wet malty socks. My favorite.
So sad. I'm glad I only bought two. Usually, I buy a 6-pack, all happy. No.
Oh God, I can't believe that night. How many of those?
I got two. I got about two of these. These I'm excited for. These I like these
Michael Stouts. Yeah.
Railway City. Nice. All right, let's go over to Ash. See what he's drinking.
It's not Sparkle Puff. I actually wish I was drinking Sparkle Puff. No, this is just a shelfie from the LCBO Lake of Bays.
Hazy Pale Ale.
Off the grid hazy pale ale.
Oh.
This was brewed with. It's funny on the ingredients they go water and then sugars. And then they have to parentheses malted barley. Okay.
In parentheses.
In parentheses.
Maybe.
So water, sugars, wheat, oats, hops, yeast. They say on the back. Actually, you know what? I will give them props. They do actually state what malts they use and what hops. So this is 2-row Pilsen oats, flaked wheat, Mosaic, Azaka, and dry hop of Sabro and Azaka. So whatever.
Way too much shit in it.
It's an unremarkable, very light-bodied, oat-heavy pale ale. That's 4.7%. So that's the redeeming quality on that. It's 4.7%. I can drink it, forget it.
All right, so let's go back over to Greg. See what he's drinking.
I'm
Nope,
not
all right,
drinking
too
anything.
late. Too late.
I was eating pizza.
Okay, well, tell us about your pizza.
I was eating pizza. It was Mama's pizza that I accidentally got 2 of them in one box, and I burnt one. So why not?
You gotta do
Fingers.
And now Arnold's getting the burnt crust, and then I'll get another beer. So I'll be back.
All right, so let's go over to. I'm gonna take Greg out and bring in Radar since he's hiding in the background. What are you drinking tonight?
All right, that was normal.
I'm not drinking anything actually.
You're not drinking anything.
Well, I will be. I'll be drinking. I still got 4 APAs left. The frequency APA from Bicycle Brewing.
Bicycle Brewing.
Yep. I'm just leaving in about 5 minutes there to pick up some food.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, chicken
then we're gonna chicken fingers. And then we're gonna be playing some golf.
No.
No, we're gonna be drawing some golf.
Maybe drawing some penises probably with Scriblio.
Right?
Oh.
Maybe another
Rick,
night.
what are you drinking?
Oh, thanks for asking. Since nobody else asked, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's asking. Did Chris take that back?
I'm gonna drink from Loyalist City Brewing Co. here in St. John. I got a Three Sisters Pale Ale, 6.0% ABV, 60 IBUs. You could almost call this an IPA. But it's a nice pale ale. Which with I believe when this first came out, they said that it was brewed with Vermont yeast, and it's got a very nice, clean finishing body to it.
Eepa.
I haven't had a lot since, but it's still pretty good.
Eepa.
I'm interested to know what Matt's been up to nowadays. What's going on down there in Jersey? Are you in Jersey right now, Matt?
Yeah, man. It's weird. It's weird because shit's crazy and it's just the same, but it's different. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I work from home a couple days a week already. My life in general, as far as work went, just went to full time work from home. I haven't been. I went to my workplace this past weekend on a day off just to do some physical maintenance on an industrial printer. Outside of that, I have not been to work since March 16th. So other than that, I live on a farm. I don't interact with people, so my daily life hasn't changed. Oddly enough, beer has become infinitely more accessible to me because of this. In New Jersey, pretty much the laws for beer in general in New Jersey are quite horrible. They're horrible in general in the States, but even worse in New Jersey. I could literally call a brewery and be like, yeah, give me this, and this, and then 5 hours later they drive it to my house and put it on my porch,
Yeah.
So we couldn't do that before. Same thing goes with bottle shops and even bars. I'd call a bar and yeah, let me get a burger, this, and this. Yeah, throw a 6-pack of mixers in there too. Sure. They'll do it. They don't care. Right to my door. Nice. So it's really online ordering, zero contact with people. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the hermit's life. Nice. And it does not, it does not suck.
There's been a couple of breweries.
Does not suck.
Yeah, I mean, that makes life a lot better.
I would give it all up to go back to the norm. You know what I mean? But if I'm going to be stuck in some kind of lockdown kind of system, that's pretty much it. So my life hasn't changed. A lot more video games. When I went into work, it was an hour and change commute each way. So I'm saving a ton of money on gas. I still have my job. I'm getting an additional 2.5 hours a day, so I've been playing tons of video games. I'm fucking with all my shit here, bought all kinds of stuff for recording stuff just because I have time and
why not
shit to do. So I mean, I'm drinking beer and hanging out. I got a new puppy that's 9 months old, so me and him have been fucking just buddies constantly. I'm kind of afraid when I go back to work what's gonna happen, so we'll see.
Poor Taco.
How about you guys? What's Canada been like? Actually, you haven't really heard much. I mean, I know we did this, early on, but I'm sure shit has changed quite a bit.
Oh, I better take you out.
Well, we're still on. Much to Matt's point is that Arnold, behave yourself. We've basically undergone about 10 years worth of social changes in the course of 2 months. So a lot of the shit that's happening now is going to be here to stay. Like a lot of people working from home are going to be able to work from home full, like when this thing is over. A lot of these new restrictions or lack of restrictions on breweries and restaurants and stuff like that, a lot of that shit's going to be here to stay because people are realizing, hey, this has forced us to create better systems. And there's no fucking reason why you can't be like, hey, I love this restaurant, but I want to stay home. I'm already drunk.
Yeah.
I
It's
want to
cheaper.
go.
It's
I want to
cheaper
get
for the
from them and a couple more beers. Why can't you deliver it to me for a fee? Why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of breweries are doing the delivery thing now because they're just trying to survive at this point.
Yeah.
They're just like offering like everything in the kitchen sink. It's like, okay, we'll give you the free growler if you buy a fill.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But a lot of them are doing like, okay, we'll do free delivery over $30. You buy $30 of beer from us, we'll bring it to your house. I mean, does that make any economic sense? They're going through spending a lot of their own money and cutting right into their margins on these products just to be able to get their product out to customers. And you know what? I think a lot of craft beer fans are reciprocating. They say, okay, I can buy this much beer from them and have it delivered right to my house. Sure. I like their beers, like I had a load of beers from Loyola City brought here today. I had Hammond River and another company bring some beers to me last week. So it's just it's super convenient, like the hermit life, like Matt was talking about. I'm
starting to think that the next job out there to get is going to be a delivery guy. To be honest with you,
COVID
the way things are going.
What I'm worried about is. Go ahead, Greg.
Sorry for whoever I interrupted. I was just gonna say, I hope whoever. Yeah, no, I don't want to be a red beard here. I hope whoever, like everyone who's getting danger pay right now for being frontline workers, I hope when this is all over, people actually treat them with more respect, and I hope all this danger pay they're getting is permanent. I hope they don't fucking try to scale it back and be like, "Oh, you're not in danger anymore, so we're paying you shit again."
I'm not getting danger pay. I'm still working. It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm still working too, but let's be honest, Chris, you and I are not dealing with the general public. We're not standing in a grocery store, dealing with 1,000 people a day. So I mean, yes, I sympathize because I have to work too. I work with plenty of people in my building that I've tried to social distance with, but I'm not a frontline worker, so I can't say that.
But we're essential.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, I'm essential. I work for accident or ambulance chasing.
I work for a steel company, and apparently, I'm essential.
I'm not. I sell shoes. I am certainly not essential. So to that extent,
I'm IT, so I get to work from home, but I'm essential. I work for an essential company.
See, as a result of Ashley not being available to me, I now have to wear running shoes with everything, whether I'm in a tuxedo or a suit or athleisure wear. I'm always wearing running shoes. I wish I had the option to buy myself some.
You're not going anywhere.
Very nice looking loafers.
He goes to work every day. He needs good looking shoes.
Yeah.
Open them all because those 6 people are going to be like, Greg, you still wearing runners right now?
I wear running shoes to everything. I wore loafers during my wedding ceremony, and then for the whole reception, I put on running shoes.
Wow.
That's because you want to be comfortable.
I was saying wow to the fact you're wearing loafers. Like you couldn't even put on a proper pair of dress shoes.
Okay, maybe they're dress shoes.
Your
maybe
wedding?
I got my name wrong. I don't know. Okay, so they're dress shoes. I'll show you my wedding shoes. Hold on.
God. So
to speak to what Greg said though, is that I wish stuff stays the same, but I don't think it will because I think there's way too much money in the old system. That immediately when shit goes back to normal, like because think about it, like it would be great for everybody, but all the money that people are losing from transportation services and just everything in general, you know what I mean? Like it's got to go back. That's what sucks about it.
That's not a loafer. That's a fucking apron toe. That's not a loafer has no laces. You slip into it.
Oh, okay. I don't know my fancy shoes. I only know running shoes.
Sorry about that.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I'm sorry.
I'm so disappointed in you, Greg.
My wedding shoes. My wedding shoes were actually rented as part of the tuxedo, but this is my only pair of nice shoes. And as you can tell, they're pretty trashed. Actually, They've seen. I've only worn them like 3 times. I've trashed the fuck out of them.
In the words of Shawshank Redemption, who really looks at the guy's shoes? Anyway.
Who really looks at the guy's shoe? That's a good point.
Ash does.
I do.
Yeah, because that's his job.
Everywhere I go, I look at their fucking shoes, and because of another place I used to work at, I'm looking at like handbags and shit because I used to sell handbags. Yeah,
So-
I've run the gamut, man.
The shoes that you
From
sell,
your backyard, I'm gonna be looking at your fucking patio furniture and shit. I've done that too. So.
oh wow.
I like to look at people's jackets.
So Ash, the company you work for, I won't name it out loud, but do they just sell the one brand of shoes, just the store brand, or is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
He works for Zellers.
Zellers.
Yeah, Zellers, the liquidation store, and that's why he lost
Or
his job.
Target, whatever you want to call it.
Target.
It's the same fucking company.
But Matt, I've been furloughed, I guess is what you guys call it down in the States. Yeah, up here it's a temporary layoff. I think the biggest difference between what's happening in Canada and the States, you know, if we're not looking at policy and stuff like that, like what to do, what not to do, like so I've been furloughed and it's probably been almost a month now. Now I've received, I don't want to say the amount, but I've received 4 separate payments from my federal and provincial governments.
Oh, Trudeau.
In dollar values as a huge support. And I don't know, it doesn't sound, and in a very nice quantity, to be completely honest. Not what I've been making, but at the same time, I'm working from home. I'm taking care of my kids. Or no, I'm not working. I'm staying at home. I'm watching my kids. My wife is a web and graphic designer, so she just works from home. So her business is completely uninterrupted. But at the same time, we're making all of our meals. I'm not buying any gas. You know, a lot of our extra expenses are cut. So I'm like saving so much money, but the government has given me so much money. I'll be completely honest.
Also, Ashley, it's not a secret. They're giving you $2,000 a month. That's literally everyone knows that.
Sorry, go on, Matt.
It's similar down here for a lot of people to the point where it's actually kind of hard. The company I work for, we're deemed, the actual company itself is deemed an essential company, and we are actually essential. The core of my company, we're an injection molding company. We make plastic parts, not necessarily plastic parts that are directly for the medical field, but are ancillary devices for people to make things for the medical. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of like down the road. We actually legitimately are, and we actually can't get anybody to work for us because they make more money if they don't work.
Really?
Like
okay.
there's because
stimulus checks and all that shit.
Well, no, because it's you get 2/3 of your normal pay, and then you get $600 extra per pay period on top of that. So if you have somebody making, you know, we actually pay people more than minimum wage to start. So we start people off around $11-12 an hour American. But if you factor that in with that extra $600 a pay period, they actually make more if they're not working.
So who's paying them though? Is that
the government? Yeah, that's from unemployment. That's from state unemployment through a federal mandate. Plus, on top of that, the stimulus check. So it's actually one of those weird things where we have work and we need people, but we can't get them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So for me, as of today, so I think I probably I was probably furloughed the exact same day you said that you started working at home, which was like a March 16th or whatever.
Yeah.
17th. Like for me, I found out I was not terminated, but temporarily let go on a Thursday. So whatever that Thursday was. And since that very day up until today, I have received $3,900 from the federal government and $400 from the provincial government in a month. To just, I'm just sitting here, you know. So I don't know. I'm being taken care of.
That really, and that makes you wonder what's going to happen when everyone is kind of forced to go back to work if they start doing that again, right? It's just like, okay, do I go back to work or do I try to keep collecting this?
Well,
shit,
it's not a never-ending supply. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not a never-ending supply, and so people are going to have to go back to work, but there's the Pandora box has been opened about like how things function and how the world functions, how the country functions, and you know, it's like Ash was saying about I think it was Ash or maybe it was Nick was saying about like you can work from home. A lot of people who are like, there's no way you could work from home. You can, and you know, when it comes to people realizing that, that's going to change a lot of conversations that people have You know what I mean? With the company.
Well, in a place like where Nick is working or whatever, or even you, Matt, where you're working from home, then that might actually in the long run save wherever that building is. If all the people are working from home, then you don't really need a centralized building for everyone to go to.
Working from home saves the company's money. I was actually going to say that earlier, but
well, you know what? My wife works for a investment company, and they are in the TD building, which is one of the premier buildings in Toronto, the most expensive rent in the most expensive part of Toronto. And they're a big company, so they have 4 floors. So as you can imagine, that's a big overhead. And the company is now realizing, hey, you know what? We can get all our work done by having our staff work from home. So when this is all over, they might think to themselves, hey, you know what? We can save 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors by having only essential staff in the office and everyone else working from home. And that's just profit, because imagine the amount of like leasing money they're saving on not having all these extra floors. Like it actually makes a lot of sense from a company perspective and an overhead perspective.
Yeah, and from a personal perspective, like Ash was saying, I was spending about $250 a month on just gas. Just gas, not count wear and tear. Just gas in my car.
Oh,
so if you just think
I'm $400 a month, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's $250 that go right in the month. Yeah, but it's Canadian. That's like $5 American. But it's like $250.
Fair enough.
It's like $250 a month, like that in and of itself. Think about that. If you're like, hey, we're going to give you $125 paycheck bonus moving forward.
Yep.
Like, I think everybody would be ecstatic. Then when you start to add on the kind of things that these kind of things do, which is like, I'm not going out as much. I'm not buying random food on the road. I'm not buying the coffee coming home from work because I always buy one on my way. Like, it's really bizarre. I'm probably saving like $500 to $600 a month just randomly, you know. And I'm still working, and I'm actually technically I'm working more because since I do IT for my company, like, you know, setting up everybody remotely, making sure everything's functioning properly, doing all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't feel like extra work because I have that extra amount of time in the day and I can work when I want to. Like, sometimes I'll take an hour.
You can drink a beer while you're working. That's the best part.
I can't do it though. Like in my soul, I can't do it. Like, there's some weird ethical.
Well, you can have some chicken wings and some fries while you're working. It really doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna say I haven't, you know, very gently touched my wife at noon during work, you know.
Perfect. And that's the way.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
And if it makes you work better and it makes you work more efficiently, then whatever.
I said that specifically so Greg could say something. So yeah.
I know. We figured. Yeah, but you know what? To be honest with you, if you're happy at home and you're actually being more efficient at home, then the company shouldn't have a fucking issue with it.
Oh no, they don't. They don't care. Like, that's the other part. I'm one of the lucky people that my company is 100%. Like, they're not like kind of grumbling and groaning about any of it. They're the owners of the company. They're not in there. Like, there's people that are going to work because they want to, and we're lucky enough to we're in a business in a building that's quite large, to where we can actually self-distance pretty much very easily. You know, every worker, because we're a manufacturer, but the machines we work with are sometimes like the size of a bigger than a big pickup truck. So the person sitting at the machine isn't going to sit next to anybody, even close. You know, so
no, and you know what, you bring up a good point too. I mean, if like when it comes down to, I actually almost lost my train of thought there, but I'm kind of getting it back right now. When you're at home, like, people right now are just they're at the point right now that where they need to get out, and that's the problem right there. You're on a farm, you have the happy-go lifestyle, which I wish I totally had, because I would totally love a farm right now, but I don't. But
yeah,
for people that are like stuck in apartments or condos or in a place where they have 3 or 4 rooms in their place and they really can't get out, those are the people that are itching to get out into the workplace and get back into it. Where someone like, if I could, I can't because I'm a steel worker, so I can't really work from home. But in a perfect world, if I could bend my steel from my place, I would totally do it, because I live in an environment where I've got a whole bunch of shit around me outside of here, which would keep me happy. But then I got a girlfriend that works in a casino that she can't obviously work from home as a server. So it's like it's kind of like she's biting at the fucking lip going, I want to get out of here. Like, I want to get out of here. She's been off since fucking May 15th as well. It's like, not May, March 15th as well. So.
Wow. No, I know I'm infinitely lucky in multiple ways, from how my job works to where I live and all those kind of things. Yep. It's like, but here's the other thing. Like, there's people at our job, at my company, that have to go to work. They, like you said, they're not, they're not bending, steel like Greg does every day. Yeah. But, he, no, I meant you bending your steel. I was actually talking completely different from Chris.
Oh, you mean like
yeah, bending that steel. Yeah.
I do that a lot.
And like I had to come to grips real early with, because I felt kind of guilty.
Came to grips like Greg did.
Yeah.
No, I felt kind of guilty because in the morning, like, we would do, like, we switched to, like, Zoom meetings in the morning. And, like, half of the people in the meeting, managers, are sitting there at work, and here I am, my dog's jumping on me, and my wife's at home, I'm sitting in a nice comfy chair. You know what I mean? It's like, kind of like, at first I was like, man, I feel guilty. I'm like, I shouldn't feel guilty, because I set myself up in a place where I can do these kind of things. So it sucks that everybody can't do it. But the other part of it is that I think a lot of people, that have to go in. They also, I'm not saying they're at an advantage, but with so many less people being there, they can be there safely. You know what I mean? Because there's not as many, at least at my company, not a lot of people. We never had crowding to begin with, but there's much more room for social distancing, I guess you'd say, at my job now. So
it's come to the point where
I don't really hug my female colleagues anymore.
Well, it's come down to the point now, if companies don't have to have so many people in them, that's what's going to end up happening. They're going to not have them come in. This is the way it is.
You could replace the word company with whore, and that statement would ring just as true.
Come in who?
They don't have to have as many people in them, or come in.
And the kind of add-on weirdness, my company has gotten busier. So we've actually had the busiest year of ever in the history of our company because of what we do. Because we're twofold company.
And that's a positive too. Because if that's a positive for companies that are out there being like, wow, we're actually more efficient and we're better, we're quicker on the phones, or we're quicker with tech or tech support or whatever you're doing, then why not?
No, I'm not saying busier in-house. We're saying outside companies purchasing from us. We're monetarily
even better.
We're sold more product this year than we have any previous year to this point. Only because what we do, we make plastic stuff, but we also have a proprietary like pool company line that we make pool equipment. And we're getting nervous because it seems like every single person is stuck at home. And if you have a pool, what are you going to do? You're going to open your pool and just have fun. So we're having like unprecedented growth, and like we're one of the random companies that I do that. We're lucky to draw. I could definitely work at another place. Before this, I worked 18 years for myself, and if I was still in that industry, I'd be fucked. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But it's such a weird time.
You worked in the body modification industry, right?
Yeah, so I'd be out of work completely.
Oh, is that something that's closed off?
In your old
business. Don't want to get tattoos of this shit?
Oh, you can, like barbershops, tattoo shops, like hair salons, like all are completely closed down, completely shut down. Yeah, you can't even go
underground barbershops soon enough.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah.
I've watched a lot of YouTube tutorials.
That's why liquor and cannabis stores are still open, because if they were to close those off, there'd just be an underground market. People still got to get their hooch.
Yeah,
we can still grow our own shit no matter what. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Not only that, like breweries, like especially craft breweries, are sitting on tons of literally tons of product that cost them thousands of dollars, and it's just going to go bad.
I'm going right to Amazon, and I'm going to buy a fucking home brewing kit. I'm going to make my own beer.
Yeah.
Make your own home brew, bitch.
I was do me a favor and try that and tell me how good the beer is that comes up. It's not good.
Oddly enough, though, almost every single brewer, like almost every one of them, even like the big guys, started out with their Mr. Beer kit from like online, like that really ghetto
Perfect.
one.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
like
I'm in then.
No, I've done Mr. Beer. It's not good.
no, it's not. But that's where they started. So
You know what? It's
onward,
good. Look at that.
upward and onward.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
I'll take a fucking brewing course online, remotely from home, and go that route.
If I want homemade beer, I'm gonna have actually Sexton brew it for me, and I'm gonna go to his house and pick it up. And I'm gonna awkwardly hug him when he.
No, you're not. You're gonna pull in his driveway. He'll drop it off on his porch, run back inside, and then you go pick it up. That's what's gonna end up happening.
Oh, I want some. I really want some.
Nope.
Actually, Sexton.
Nope. Too late, Greg. The world of your social contact is not happening anymore.
Yeah. No, literally, the world of my social contact, my entire Saturday night clubbing life is now completely dead.
Everyone's got to keep their clothes on and 6 feet apart, so you're all fucking watching each
The
other
worst
now.
part
That's
is
it.
I have a yearly membership that is wasting. I don't know if I'll get reimbursed for it or not, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, take that to court. I want to see that court and film it while you're there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
I don't give a fuck. It's $200 a year. I can eat that if I need to, but it's still disappointing.
I'd still be pissed over that kind of money. And maybe for you with a tub of Coke condo money, $200 is nothing. But like for most, what the hell?
Nick, you just bought a fucking mouse. You just bought a mouse for fucking $50
this year, and if I don't get any more, then it's like.
Speaking of mouse, I got a mouse over and let Matt back in.
They'll probably do something to compensate members for next year, but if they don't, I don't honestly care. I'd rather just make sure the establishment stays afloat, and I'd happily pay them another $200 for next year than to.
That establishment's not going to
provide
stay
an
afloat.
essential service.
That is true. I mean, if it's a small business that, and I know what kind of business that business is, there, Greg. But I mean, like, if it's a small business, if you pay them the kind of money, like, if you want to eat the cost, that's up to you. Sure, you can play to get your money back, but at the same time, it's just going to hurt the company you really like and like support.
I'm kind of wondering.
I don't care if they. I've been going to this establishment for about 6 or 7 years at this point.
Holy shit!
I always spend $200 a year for unlimited yearly membership, which is a fucking steal. So you know what? I don't give a fuck if I lose my money this year. If they offer me something for next year, great. If they don't, I don't care. I'm still buying another yearly membership for next year. I'll hope there isn't COVID part 2 by then, like COVID 20.
Well,
COVID
with
2,
that
like
being said, I wonder how much my free cams got more members now.
Probably a lot more
because of what's going on and new models.
Has your guys' drinking habits changed?
Terribly.
Yes, I am drinking way more.
Way more than when you were drinking before?
Yeah.
Yes, I was already an alcoholic. Now I'm a super alcoholic.
It used to be that I would drink like some beers on a Wednesday night, then maybe one night on the weekend, if that. But now, like, there's almost like hangouts almost every night. So it's just like I got to take a break every once in a while. And I'm buying a shit ton of beer because I can have it delivered right to my door now.
Yeah.
For
me, system. Go ahead, Matt.
Is what you're drinking different? Do you see yourself drinking different beers too?
I'll answer that first.
Okay.
For me,
fair enough.
Because I'm still working. My online chatting and drinking stuff has not really changed, but drinking habits and drinking different beers has changed. I've gone back to more macros now for what I can get on hand if I want shit to drink at home or whatever. Because of the whole going to the craft beer breweries or trying to get beers and stuff like that's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, my habits haven't changed, just like the amount I'm drinking, but what I'm drinking maybe has changed a little bit. I can't go to the States to grab all the fucking fantastic craft beers in the States now. So it's like I'm drinking fucking stuff here that I've already drank 200 or 300 times before. So it's like,
See, that's what I kind of imagine is that you're probably more affected than anyone else because you got all your good shit from the States. And when I go to the States, I know how much better stuff they have than we do. So I just imagine you probably feel like you kind of had one of your testicles cut off.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it would literally take me 6 minutes from home to get over to the other side of the border.
I didn't know you lived that close, man.
Yeah. I'm right on the border of the falls.
Oh yeah, he's right there. He could just swim across the river if you wanted to.
I can get to Joe's place in less than 40 minutes if I wanted to.
Damn.
Way less than 40.
Oh, fuck. That means you can be sexually harassing women pooping in less than 42 minutes.
So I've noticed since I've been home, so I'm like primary, like educator, making dinner, all that dumb shit.
Oh, you're the teacher.
Right? So, but I find, so when I was working, I'd get home 6:30, whatever, come home, have dinner, sit down, have a beer like 8:00, right? Have a beer, have another beer, whatever. But now it's just like, okay, it's like 3:00. I've done my kids' curriculum, right? Yep. I'm like, all of a sudden now I'm cleaning the kitchen. I'm putting stuff away. I'm starting to make dinner. And it's just like, okay, well, naturally, let's just crack a beer while I do it. It makes it a little bit better. So what I've been finding is I've been enjoying like Kolsch's, cream ales, lighter.
Day drinking.
Yeah, day drinking, like 5% stuff, a lot more. So because I'm starting earlier in the day. Because could you imagine if at like 3:00 I'm like popping like a double IPA, and by the time it comes around, I'm like,
you'd be Greg.
A few sheets to the wind, and I'm supposed to be like taking care of my kids and stuff like that. So it's like, I've been finding I've been buying a little bit more of like, standard, straight, clean, 4.5-5% beers. A little bit.
How many coffees with Baileys have you made since you've been home in the morning?
No. We actually don't keep alcohol in the house. Like alcohol. Like
hard stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't do the old drunk pokeroo every morning.
The J Terrio.
Oh, the J Terrio, yeah, whatever. So
I've only had a couple Baileys and coffees in the mornings this week since I've been off, but I'm on currently a week on, week off rotation because this is what pisses me off about where I'm working is that it's not a week on, week off because of staying safe from the virus. It's business needs, which makes me more angry than if they were saying, we want you to be safe, take a week off or 2 weeks off or whatever, be safe. No, it's business needs, which makes me even more mad about anything in the world right now. But so right now, because of business needs, I'm on a week on, week off. So this is my week off. I'm back in next week for days 6:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon all week, and then I'm off the following week after that. So, which maybe my drinking habits may change, but as of right now, it's still okay.
I know this has been a thing for me, and I don't know, man. I'm kind of buying random shit on the internet I don't need at like an alarming pace.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else is doing that.
I don't know if it's about. I don't know if it's about
Nick, I bought $100 mouse the other day.
Oh, really?
What
did you get?
The MX3.
MX3.
Who's that by?
Logitech MX3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been a.
Yeah, MX Master 3.
Nice.
For me, I don't think it's been about buying more things. I think it's been about doing more things around the house. Like I rearranged my whole bedroom office. Like one half of this room over there is the bed and all that shit for a spare bedroom. But the other half where I'm in here now, I rearranged everything. It looks way better now. Little shit around the house. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. But
G502 SE.
I haven't really bought anything online yet, which I don't want to.
What's that? A Black Adder or something or Dark Death Adder? Razor.
Death Adder.
Yeah, I got my shitty old mouse. I don't have them fancy ones in the other room. I actually have a Logitech Dark Field mouse from like the 80s.
I love a wireless mouse.
Yeah, you know what?
Basketball.
If you want to see old, there's a VX Nano from 2008.
Actually, it's the same format.
2007.
Yeah, actually, it's very similar, right?
Yeah. Even their current model, nicer is very.
Look at the bottom. Does yours have that little sliding piece? Like.
No, it doesn't. But it's got it's got the bottom panel and it has the battery and the sensor, and the sensor's the same size as the unifying receiver, but it's not compatible.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's the other one that I got set in my desk too. I've got a what's that? A 705 marathon.
Ah, yeah, I have one of those. That's like
That's for my laptop.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, because the MX Master, the new one is.
Yeah.
I bought it. I honestly bought it for myself, but I bought it because I'm working from home.
Yeah.
And like I do so much like label art, like graphic design for like my company, and it has made my life infinitely better. So it's worth every penny.
Why don't you buy one of those fucking what do they call those draw pads or whatever you want to call it?
Because I'm not drawing.
Yeah,
I'm using Illustrator. Like I'm not like actually like graphic like drawing. Okay. Like I'm actually creating like vector graphics and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which is drawing too, but I'm just used to using a mouse, so I don't really need it. It's not like I'm not like using like artsy drawing. You know what I mean? Kind of.
If we keep playing Scribblio.io or Scribble.io, I'm gonna get myself a Wacom and just order one and just fucking draw fucking.
Results are mixed. I tried using a Wacom. I've got sitting up here.
Ashley, you're muted. Ash, you're muted.
I was gonna say Amy has like 2 Wacom tablets in the back. I should bust them out.
What? Oh, that'd be bust one out for the fucking Scribble. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I got one.
There you go.
Too.
I tried using this and it didn't work well. It's Bamboo Capture or Create or something from 2011.
Greg for me. Oh, Greg.
I'll take a minute and put Ewart in.
Chicken balls. Oh shit.
Hello, Nick. Could you have more useless shit in your house? Seriously. Hey, are you still on the clock for Allstate again with that fucking shirt? Oh Jesus!
Jesus Christ!
Allstate fire. What are you, insurance agent or whatever?
I need to figure something out. Greg's back, and I can see him in the background, and he's waving, and even though I'm the only one that can see him.
That's good. Keep it like that.
He's got. It looks like he's got a hot dog in his hands.
I got to pee. So hey,
what the hell are you doing with that hot? Is that Agnes's vagina?
Kick Chris out. Bring Greg in.
Bring Greg.
Or is that a cigar? Bring what?
Kick me out. Bring Greg in.
We don't get to talk to you as much.
Kick Chris out and don't bring Greg in. Okay.
Exactly.
Nick, have you ever seen a vagina before? A vagina does not look like this.
Is that a Stella Dora breakfast treat? What is that?
No, it's my dog's dog treat.
Dog's dick.
It's not a dog dick, Nick.
His dog likes churros, apparently. What the hell?
He likes the taquitos.
Oh, is that what that is?
His bowels will probably react to them as well as yours will, Nick. I just don't get how you got vagina from that. It looks like nothing like a vagina. Oh,
that was a joke, Greg. That was a joke.
That's why. The devil's lettuce turns everyone into an idiot.
Oh, shut up.
Exactly. Fucking stoners.
Reefer madness, motherfuckers.
Burnouts.
Jesus.
How much beer? I bet Ewart's drinking a lot extra. I bet he's a complete alcoholic right now.
No.
Actually, quite the opposite. Even less if it's possible.
Oh wow! So you're drinking it like even less hop water?
Even less, yeah. Well, I can't get that. It's over in the States.
Oh.
Now, have you been into work at all lately, or are you still working from home?
Working from home. Yeah, I went in a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But
like this week, nothing. Last week, nothing.
No. Not complaining.
Now here's a question: Are any of you guys getting more or less anal sex in your life?
Getting or
same amount.
Wait a second. Nick's
the same amount. It was none
giving.
Before. It's none now.
You can't really answer that question, boys.
Getting it. It doesn't mean whether it's you're getting it from your like CC coworker or your lady. It doesn't matter. Are you getting more? Are you exploring?
Can you carbon copy anal? I didn't know. I thought that was a BCC thing.
Exactly, definitely BCC.
I would say you could carbon copy it if she has a sister, or maybe an Asian twin.
Oh God.
Like,
Never
I would
forget the
imagine,
twins.
Chad would have gotten some BCC anal if it wasn't for
Well,
the fact that
there's
he
no
was
doubt about
stupid.
that. Yeah. It's a shame that he hasn't been around much. He can educate us all on how to.
Listen,
do all
he's
that.
the fucking smartest of us. We're all gonna die of corona, and he's up there fucking squirting in an igloo.
I
Hey.
suppose.
Completely unrelated question, and it actually doesn't even matter. But did the Shelton brothers actually release where they were planning on holding this year's festival and then had to cancel it, or did they not even release that?
Yeah, was it Nashville? I forget what they were gonna hold it. They already
Yeah.
they were. Was it
so,
Nashville?
yeah.
You were.
Yeah, I think
they're. Go ahead.
No, sorry, no. Wasn't it wherever they have Bearded Iris? Is that it? Nashville? Because I was thinking,
Bearded
who's
Iris
there?
is Georgia. Georgia,
sure?
right? No, I'm never sure about anything. But
I know.
well, they announced where they were going to have it a while ago. Like,
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, before the new year. But I assume they've canceled. I didn't even see that they canceled it, but I assumed Oktoberfest is canceled. Once that happened, everybody's like, okay, we got to follow suit, you know?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, how can you say? Yeah, Oktoberfest. Yeah, they can cancel that shit. We're gonna keep on going with ours. Bang bang. I am going to grab another beer.
At the end of the day, though, I mean, what's besides exposure? What's the point of a festival? It's really just they don't make a ton of money on it. I mean, maybe Shelton does, but so it's just like we do this for the good of the thing and because people like it, and you know. But if it's too much going on, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, there's two. You could take two angles at a beer festival, which is one, the person throwing it's trying to make money, so that's usually like not even like the brewery isn't even involved. It's like let's try to max out the amount of beer we can push out of this place. Well, you're not going to make any money doing that right now, so you can't do it. And two, the other one, which would be, not saying Shelton Brothers doesn't make any money, but all the other festivals are like basically super good PR festivals, like whether it be Shelton Brothers or whatever. It's just like everybody hangs out, has a good time, and it's about, you know, hanging out and growing a brand. And if you held a festival right now, everybody's gonna shit on you for doing it or attending it, so there's no reason to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was good PR until you did it now, and then it's like really bad PR. So it's like it'd be tough to recover from on the PR side for sure. For anybody participating and the people running it. So
it's a pretty good thing that we got lazy and didn't even try to plan anything for the summer, as if for a bottle share or anything like that. So no plans made, no plans lost, right? So there you go.
Always looking on the bright side. Thanks, Ash.
Hey, procrastination.
Ash is the best.
You're not the best.
I like the Or beer guy.
Oh yeah, he's cute. Reminds me of Nick.
He is cute.
What? What the fuck is happening?
Someone called you cute.
No, I said it reminded me. I said he's cute and reminded me of Nick. I didn't say Nick was cute. You're just drawing your own conclusions, fulfilling your own fantasies.
Shut up, you're
and your own proclamations. No, it's we all agree we like this little guy. That's all. He's happy.
He's very happy.
Happy Pinasaparu.
I'm just glad that all you guys are getting anal.
So if you live in the States right now, you can just pretty much order anything from Equilibrium right now, and they send it right to your house.
Good God, man! Fuck. Now, the question is, like, how much will they keep up when this is all over? You know,
they can't, though. There's too much money. The old way paid so many other people. There's like the powers that be, and they're the people that control shit. Like, there's no way it can stay. There's no way, because people can be like, we make so much money not letting them do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. Like, it's like,
well, then, like, but how are they making any money letting them do it then?
But they have no choice right now. Like, they can't do any. Like, they like the people that make money from the breweries selling stuff, if the breweries go under, then they have no money maker. So they need to make sure there exists when everything goes back to normal. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, it's weird, man. It's weird because even in Jersey, breweries were like self-delivering and driving shit right to your doorstep, and then like Jersey stopped it for a week until they could like finagle the legalese of what's going on. You know, and I assume that's basically all just, okay, well, let's make sure we cross the T's and dot the I's. That way when shit goes the other way, when shit's done, we're good to go. You know what I mean? So that's my guess, but we'll see.
I get that, but a precedent has now been set. And I know that, well, this is extenuating circumstances, but the things are in place. They invest a lot of time and energy to make it happen. So what about that? So that's all just forever lost then? It's like, well, that was a one-time thing. So all the logistics you put in place are now all for nothing.
Listen.
I'm sure there'll be people fighting for it. If there are sales, then why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So
yeah, but the breweries will make way more money going back to the old model too. So that's another thing. Do the breweries want to keep it up?
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I hope so, but that's just being selfish.
Realistically, I mean, all the governments are making, concessions, so to speak. So it's like we're at a stage now where it's very easy to give something to somebody, and it's going to be very hard to take it away, and people are just going to get used to it. And there's going to be that Band-Aid. It's just they're just going to have to rip it, and people are just going to have to deal with it. And each jurisdiction is just going to sort of probably revert back to where it was before, maybe with a few tweaks. Like maybe the government will sort of realize that, hey, maybe these new ways of doing business sort of makes a little bit more sense. Let's sort of ease it up a little bit, but at the same time, it's
well, before, don't forget, things were in place for certain things that they said in terms of control and regulating and all that stuff. And so now it's like, well, we're going to try this out because they need to survive. Otherwise, they won't be there when we get back. But so it's kind of like they're kind of going against, kind of like the LCBO, for example. They have the whole point of the liquor control. It's about what is that word that they use? Basically, they want to control their level of consumption, but it's ironically they promote and they have commercials to try to sell more alcohol. So it's completely, you know what I mean. So their whole original intent so the original intent is all hypocrisy, and is now ever more present now because they're sort of gone against their whole principle of why they exist for control. And they said, oh well, we're not really about that. It's really more about, obviously we're showing it's really just about money.
Yeah.
So.
The 7 to 10 billion bucks they make a year.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? Like I get really nice, maybe not lately, but I get really nice LCBO full color flyers that show me all the great alcoholic beverages I could buy. You know what? Even if I didn't like alcohol, some of those photos I'd be like, this is tempting. I want to try this.
Yeah.
Like the whole fucking thing in Ontario of we're trying to prevent people from drinking is fucking bullshit. Like unless you're so goddamn dirt poor that you literally just can't afford a Fax 10, you can fucking get shit-faced at 8 a.m. in the morning in Ontario, and it just is what it is. Like it's
yeah.
So you know what? Like I certainly hope like they're not going to try and claw back a lot of these social changes, because a lot of these social changes are good. Like you know what? If you want to order steak and wine from a restaurant that you like, then why the fuck not? Why should you not be allowed to do that?
Yeah. The word is temperance. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, temperance can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
The temperance movement is from like the fucking 1920s, and it can go fuck itself.
Well, that's the whole history of these programs and these controls that they have in. No, you're right though, Greg. When it comes to like even like online school, people are all everybody's adamantly against it. But kids, it's the way of the future, and we're learning how to do things differently with technology, and it's just like, why go back?
Well,
why do we have to go backwards?
There's a social aspect to anything in life, though, and if you keep people in front of a screen in their house and amongst their four walls, you don't develop those skills. So I mean, like right now, like my youngest, he's 5 years old. He's at that stage where, everything's weird, but he should be out there interacting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So.
No, I'm not saying we all have to be completely in our homes. I'm just saying things are being vetted now and being tested, and like new logistical systems and new the obviously the postal carriers and UPS and they're all being tested heavily with like, hey, what if this happens? And so those the variabilities and the flexibility to upscale into these new unprecedented sort of models are really being vetted out, and I think, hey, why not? In some of these cases, we're learning to do stuff differently, and we shouldn't be having to necessarily give it all back, is all I'm saying.
No, absolutely. Hey, I agree with what you're saying. But, there's just certain things where, the online schooling, it could probably happen on a much larger scale, but at the same time, the kids need to be with kids.
I get that. I'm just saying part of it. I'm just saying because they were so adamant, because I think there's kids are going to go to university and they're going to not be ready to do online classes where you actually have to be disciplined and stay at home. Because there's my high schooler, she's saying that some kids are complaining that the workload's too much. I'm like, what? How is that possible? Yeah. Because you're dicking around and you're not able to handle it. You're not able to handle online classes, and it's catching up with you. And it's just, these are great lessons for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, that's what college and university is. The professor's like, here's the assignment, here's your time limit, and go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But, I think there's a big difference between kids learning, and I actually agree. I think there is a certain social aspect that you miss out if you're online learning. It's not to say kids can't maybe partially online learn and, go to class other times. Maybe there could be a happy medium. I'm just saying, I'm talking in terms of my own selfishness of like, what can I order? What can I get online? What can I get delivered to my lazy ass? Like, I don't like the idea that the disease is over, so you can no longer do this. It's like, well, if it worked out during the disease, why the fuck can't I do this? Why the fuck can't I get my favorite restaurant to deliver with me? Maybe deliver a bottle of wine or a couple of beers or whatever. I don't even do that because I'm not interested, because I'm a cheap Polak. I don't want to pay restaurant prices. But the thing is, if the ability exists for me, I like it as an option in case I decide to do it.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I think we all should be able to buy whatever we want and have it delivered to our home. That's where we should get to at some point.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Like why the fuck not? All these breweries. Listen, I've ordered from 5 or 6 different breweries in the last 2 weeks, and they all bring the shit to my door. Some of them check my ID, some of them don't. Some of them don't give a fuck. One of them just left my goddamn package right in my condo front lobby, and he said, "Yeah, it's there."
Called a foyer.
Yeah, in the foyer. I'm like, well, I hope nobody steals it before my wife goes down to get it. And they didn't, but the bottles were broken. That's a different story. But it's like, yeah, they don't give a fuck. But you know what? Especially now during the pandemic, guess what? If a 16-year-old kid gets a couple beers, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not going to kill anyone, so it's fine.
Well, you're just talking about the one thing that's signature required. Those things can still exist, or even things can be put in place for that. And you're talking about an exception. I mean, not everybody lives in a freaking condo. Sorry.
Kane Brewing.
That's true. They don't. Hey, more power to you if you live in a house. Houses are nice to have.
They are. People come to my door. Yeah. And they drop it, and then they back away, and then they ring the doorbell, and then by the time it opens, they're like running away. They're like, "Don't give me your virus." I'm like, I just want to say hi. I want to say hi.
That to me too. Most breweries do that to me, but there's a few that would. There's a few that would only would drop it off at the front. The other actually made my wife come down to show them ID. So I was like,
yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah.
It is what it is. I get most of my shit shipped to my parents' house when possible, but until I know what a brewery's shipping method is, because they don't all tell you, if it's Canada Post, I prefer to avoid going to Canada Post. So I'd rather it come to my house, and at least, even if my wife has to walk downstairs, as opposed to have to go to the post office. But
I love the fact that she has to walk downstairs.
I was like, are your feet broken?
No.
Sorry, Matt's about to jump in on something.
No. It's because they deliver during the day, and I'm physically at work at my office.
Oh,
and my wife is at home.
He's essential. Greg is essential.
I'm 100% essential. I am the most important person here. I'm huge.
What's everybody's like most like egregious first world problem with all this? Like, is there something you're just like, I'm being a total like bitch about this because this is for me? It's two things. One, I can't stand in front of the cooler and look and pick out what I want. Like, I want this, I want that. I have to actually search for it on the site. I'm like, fuck you, man. That's way too fucking hard. And two, what's the dates? No one's giving me dates. Like, how the fuck? Like, what do I know? When was it canned? Like, I could order it. You send it to me. It's fucking year old. I don't fucking know. I'm like, God damn it. First world problems. Fuck the world.
I'll just jump in right now. Sports, man. I'm missing NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, but more importantly to me,
I meant in beer, man. Like, I meant in beer. Like,
beer?
There's
okay, yeah.
Everybody's first world problem is sports, man.
Sports. Okay,
That's it.
Yeah.
Too slow. Everything takes at least, maybe 2 days. I want to hear like tomorrow. I want it now. Like if there's an order being placed for anything, it's like it's too slow, and that's what I'm just getting tired of.
You know what? You're like me. We're sort of like we're in cities in areas, but like we're still away from everything.
You're right in a certain extent because I tried to order something on Amazon, and it was Prime. I shouldn't be ordering stuff because Amazon sucks, but I ordered Amazon Prime, and it said I placed an order, and it was like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and it said it would be sent out like May 5th. I was like, Amazon Prime means I get it tomorrow, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you fucking like May 5th? Now, I work for a company that deals with that, and I got all the fucking internal memos on why that shit's not happening, so I know why. But I'm still like, what the fuck? I'm like, I want everything tomorrow. I'm like a fucking Veruca Salt over here.
When I went to the LCBO today, it was very much I follow the lines on the ground. This led me to the beer section. I went blop, 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 blop. I went over to that section, blop, and then I was out. Yeah, I'm not checking dates.
What are you doing in there that you're blopping? What's blop? Who blops?
He's dropping the cans.
I blopped that one.
Dropping turds out of the bottom of his leg?
No,
what the hell?
Serious turds.
Those are turds.
Man. Nothing but turds.
Purple can, the beer's not even purple.
But I did not have any IPAs in the house, so I just grabbed all the IPAs I could find within like 35 seconds, and then whoosh, get the fuck out. Because there's like 10 other people outside waiting for me to get out because they only let 3 people in the fucking store. So it's like
Jesus, so much drama.
I know, right? It is drama.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Inconveniences?
Well, I'm just gonna say my general inconveniences, but this is kind of my inconvenience before
here we
COVID.
go.
Problem.
I do not fucking like to stand in line, and I get annoyed standing in line. So it's like, even if I go to the LCBO and I'm pretty good at like planning my time when I'll go at an off time, it's like, why do I have to wait for like 3 people to fucking go in the goddamn liquor store so I can sell my shit? Like, listen, I'm a white fella. I got a total condo money. I should get precedent. I'm more important than you.
I tell my associates when we have a lineup at cash that those people who are lining up to pay, they've already made their decision. They're paying. Only leave one person on cash and go help all the other people that are waiting for help.
Oh, you jerk!
You
jerk! No, you know, here's the thing. I walk away. I walk away. It will ruin you. It will ruin me if to wait too long.
You're the one in like 100,000. I guarantee you.
You know the other thing is I would like to be able
when
to
it comes to specialty goods.
Okay,
specialty retail. Yeah.
I have lost my ability to visit Ashley Sexton.
Specialty retail, man. That's the benefit. People aren't going to leave.
But Ash, no. Here's the other. What?
No, I was just gonna say. Did you see the golf tournament that's gonna happen?
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
With
Phil and Peyton and Tom.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
Sounds interesting. Not really.
Yeah, that's going to be the most exciting fucking thing we're going to watch.
What is this? Vodka water?
White
Yeah,
Cloud.
Cottage Springs Beverage Company, the vodka water with the raspberry and lime. It's terrible. 100 calories, no other adjuncts or anything like that. Just
Talk about
flavoring and
redundancy.
vodka.
Vodka and water. Redundancy. Garbage. Hey, other thing too, Ash, I'll tell you about waiting in line.
Yep.
It allows
Needs
people, if
grenadine.
there's, I'm one of those people like,
Yes, I know. They can second guess their purchase.
yeah, they're like, I'm getting buyer's remorse. Oh, I got time to get out. I'm out.
But that's the thing. If it's an industry where someone can easily go and find something that's comparable at a similar price, then they will. But I mean,
or what I do is like I look at the model number and then I go buy it online for a fraction of the price.
Again, it's that's going to be based on industry and commodity, man.
Yeah.
Like something like what I sell, it's going to be the same on Amazon as it is in store.
Yeah.
Yeah, but will you match it? Will you match the price?
Yeah, we match prices. Fuck.
Perfect.
Especially the people who are like, oh, it's like US this. I'm like, okay, I'll add the string to it. Turn it into
But Ashley Sexton hates Americans, right?
I don't hate Americans.
He loathes them.
You tell me you hate you, Chris Luzak.
I don't like America. I like the people. I'm sure a lot of them are great. Like Matt.
I don't know why you would, because they're really showing how
bad example, man.
Really you seem like good people.
I mean, if you seen this, I'm sure Matt's a good guy, but I mean, like, fuck, have you seen some of this goddamn fucking protests against reopening the country? Like,
you mean the Flu Klux Klan?
Sacrifice the week.
Dude,
but, so
that shit. Oh my god, dude! Like that exists. That pretty much is being spearheaded in like a couple different states, but Pennsylvania is like the big one, and that's where I work, and that's where I spend a good portion of my adult life. And man, like it's I don't even know what to say, because just even think about it makes me angry, man. Like I don't even know what the fuck to say. They're the worst people in the history of mankind.
It's, you know, honestly, it's
outside of Juggalos. Outside of
Juggalos.
What's that? Like, you work, like, is it Pennsylvania that's being like that, or what?
It's this all the red states. You know, there's Michigan and what is it, Minnesota. There's a couple different ones. Pennsylvania's a big one. They like literally, if you want to see the best way you could synopsis the sentiment, is go to Patton Oswalt's Twitter, and he writes that basically like he has like a post about it, basically about how like people are being assholes. Like he basically said Anne Frank could fucking sit in her attic for 2 years, but people on this, we have Netflix and video games, but then there's a select few people that I have stormed the Capitol and said open Fuddruckers. You know what I mean? Like that's all. They just want to get a haircut. Like it's like, really, dude? You want to get a haircut? Well, like that's.
There's two things. I mean, they don't understand the severity. They don't understand the severity of what's going on, because they haven't had it yet. They haven't seen people dying around them yet. And people haven't gotten, like, it's just like the reason why we're trying to do this is to prevent this happening, because we've seen in other countries that the mortality rate is like 3%, which doesn't sound like much, but when you multiply that by hundreds of thousands of people, that's a significant number of people dying. But like in the comments, oh, it's just the flu. Like you got the right wing media going on about like, oh, it's just like the flu. It's just as bad as the flu. The flu has a mortality rate of 0.5% or 0.05% or something like that. Whereas the where COVID-19 is like 30 times more. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you don't have the immunity to this. It's much.
And then when you start compounding the fact that a lot of people think it's fake and all that kind of bullshit, it's whatever. But you can't even like get the like facts into people's head correctly, because you like if you say 3%, let's say 3% for the sake of conversation, because in the grand scheme of things, even scientists don't know the actual number, but it's probably close to 3%, and that's what a lot of people hang their hats on and like, oh, they don't know for sure, and be like, yeah, because it's so new, you know what I mean? But let's say 3%, be like, do you know 60 people? Yes. Well, 2 of them are going to die. You know what I mean? That's like, it's very simple to lay down the fucking facts and what's going to happen, but people choose not to fucking believe it. People choose not to fucking adhere to it.
Does anybody here know of anyone close to them who has died from the actual virus?
No.
No.
But I don't think that's an act.
My coworker's
not like
friend's mom passed away.
Yeah, not like directly. Like I'm talking about immediate family, person I interact with. No, but that's like saying like that doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it's not real. You know what I mean? So that's a legit.
Well, I'm not going to say that the virus isn't real. I mean, it's very real. However, I'm starting to think that. And you know what, you guys may argue with me on this one. You might be like,
hey guys, newsflash, I'm gonna.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, for me, it's a virus that has no. There's obviously no vaccine for this thing, whatever. Blah 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 blah. But what's happening right now in the media, and you guys all see this, is that it's becoming overblown to a point where it's becoming a little bit ridiculous.
How can you overblow? But here's the thing: what level of blown are you looking for? How can you say something's overblown when it's killing tens of thousands of people?
Find me
Is
a
this
media outlet.
Chris, are you just trying to be funny right now, or are you being serious?
No. Find me a media outlet that's going to cover. Find me a media outlet that's going to cover, say, influenza itself and the deaths of people. If you find me that media outlet, they're going to have more shit on this than the coronavirus.
We have a vaccine for the flu.
Should we also
they do
find
and they
a
don't.
media outlet that'll cover?
No, they most definitely do. It's called a flu shot.
Good hanging out with you guys. Talk to you later.
I knew it. You were going to say that. I knew.
Radar is here.
Let's play some golf.
Listen, Chris. We can argue. Okay, well, poverty kills millions of people. We can talk about heart disease. We can talk about obesity killing people.
Yeah,
yes,
but
I understand
Chris
that.
is right. Chris is right because 60,000 people died in the U.S. of the flu every year in 12 months. Oh wait, 44,000 died of COVID in 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Radar's here.
Yeah. Your argument. I'm sorry.
And you know what?
Chris,
Most of the people who are sick
invalid.
with COVID-19 are still sick with it, so they haven't died yet, kind of thing.
And it's a new virus. So if we wouldn't have put those measures, how many thousands of more would have died?
Yeah.
Duh.
And what does separate Chris is the fact that there isn't a vaccine. So now the healthy are in danger. People are in danger, and that's what the concern is. And what else would you rather talk about right now? What else is there to talk about?
Masturbation.
Well, yeah, sure, why not?
Scribble.io.
Go watch TMZ then for that.
Masturbation? TMZ?
Yep.
No, I got something better called X Hamster.
Oh wow! Great.
I'm moving up in the world. X Hamster. Done.
Can I also point out that the difference is, and yes, a lot of people die of influenza. People have a certain immunity to influenza, even though influenza, it mutates every year. It's a little bit different. Your body already has a slight immunity to it. So if you get a different strain you're not used to, yes, you'll get sick. But generally speaking, as a healthy adult, you probably won't die from it. Whereas COVID, you have no immunity to it. You could, as a healthy adult, still die from it. Less likely than an elderly person or I can't talk right now. A person who is immunity compromised. Let's go there. But it's still a big problem. Also, the flu is not nearly as contagious as COVID-19 is, and that's a problem.
Yeah, like the contagion rate of COVID-19. For the flu is like 1.3 people for. Whereas it's like 2.5 for the coronavirus, which doesn't sound like a whole lot of big difference.
I thought it was
but it means
3.4.
Yeah, it's something pretty high. Like I heard one story about one sick person went to like a church thing. 17 people came out infected.
Oh, it's a church thing, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
there's a priest in where was it? I think Virginia who said, "Well, we're gonna defy this, and we're gonna go to church anyway." Then the priest died.
Yep.
Next week.
He died.
Oh, I heard of it. Yeah.
And 33 of his what you call them sheep out of the 130 that were there got the virus too.
But can you imagine,
where did you hear this? Where did you hear this news from, Radar?
News.
The media.
Multiple outlets.
The other thing I'm going to throw
Are you going to believe
there,
everything you hear on the fucking news, or are you just going to fucking do your own research and find out?
Wait.
Well, I'm going to believe the ones.
Story.
I'm going to believe the ones that are put
NBC.
by multiple media outlets. Yes. Then yes.
Fair enough.
Are they all the same? They all covered this except for Fox News.
What's your profile name at Radar?
Fox News has been downplaying
Of course.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Radar, what's your profile?
The other
name?
thing is, can you imagine though,
Omicron.
if we didn't do the social distance and doing all that stuff, like the rate of infection and how high it would be, right? And you just talk about the mortality rate without a cure. It's just like, dude, you'd be losing kids, you'd be losing all kinds of people. Well, maybe not kids so much, but
I'm going to put a spin on that for a second. Let me put a spin on that one.
sure.
Do we know for a fact, 100% fact, that if that didn't happen, it wouldn't be the exact same number?
Do you know that it wouldn't be?
Hold on. Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Exactly. So here's the thing. Neither of us do.
Do we not know?
Here's the thing.
That's the
there are professionals who do this for a living. It's their life's work is to chase infectious diseases. I would defer to their expertise, their history, and their statistical knowledge for stuff like this. Okay.
My point is this: there's so much unknown about the coronavirus that there's so much but there's so much other information from what you're saying, your work, from professionals on one side, and then there's professionals on the other side that are contradicting each other.
Guess what, though?
Those professionals usually are rapists. That doctor you showed the other day was
the professionals I listen to are the ones actually in charge of like the health departments across the globe, not the quacks like Dr. Oz and these schmucks that are on TV for ratings and to be paid. You know, I don't.
Oh no,
those are not reliable.
I get what you're saying, but there's other professionals out there that are not being covered by the mainstream media that have maybe the same results or maybe a different result. But my whole point about this is this: everything is so fucking misconstrued nowadays that nobody knows what the fuck. First it was wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. The fucking virus is under 4 fucking microns, so it doesn't matter if you wear a mask or not. It ain't gonna help you. It doesn't fucking matter.
The mask isn't to help you. The mask isn't to help you. The mask
to help others.
It's to help others, not to help you.
But the mask doesn't do anything. That's the point.
No, it does, because it actually prevents your fluid from releasing your body.
Okay, so with that being said, what you just said, why the fuck, if you're healthy, do you wear a fucking mask?
You don't know if you are.
Because you don't know.
Because if you catch it, you're going to give it to somebody else.
Do you see where we're going on this one? Nobody fucking knows. That's my point.
You don't know. You have to assume it because if you haven't been tested, you have to assume that you are. It's to be safe. Chris, you're talking about gambling with people's lives.
You cannot assume that you have it if you're not showing any symptoms according to what
it's called
fucking telling you.
It's called gambling, and you're gambling with lives, and it's
right. Hold on a second.
Yes, you are.
Now we're talking about probability. Now we're talking about infinite math. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Infinite math. What kind of term is that?
We're talking about.
That's what I called my penis. Infinite math.
Oh, hold on a second. Forget I said infinite math.
You said math.
You guys want to talk about. We're talking about probability. We're talking about math. But however, we're talking about gambling. There's always a win-lose on gambling. So do we really fucking know? No, we don't. However, on the air of caution, I get what you're saying. Okay, wear a mask. But if you're not showing any symptoms and you're a healthy individual, the mask does nothing for you. You might as well give it to someone who's older that might actually benefit from it.
No, hold on.
Mask, is my question.
Yes, what's it hurting? Does it hurt you to wear a mask?
It doesn't hurt you wearing a mask. If you're not showing symptoms, there's no point in wearing one.
But what
No,
if
you
you
can
just
be
want to wear
Well, you
asymptomatic.
could be asymptomatic. You can have the thing for 5 to 12 days before you show any symptoms of having it,
And
Yeah,
then
you could also be
and
just a
be
carrier.
contagious.
Fair
and
enough.
then go to the store where there's a lot of old people, and then you cough. It's like, oh, it's okay, I'm asymptomatic. And then those old people die about it. Go fuck yourself, Chris.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Ooh,
I'm
wait.
sorry, but no.
Okay,
Hey,
that's not.
I'm okay with having a free and open debate about this, but don't
I'm
start
sorry,
getting
Chris, but
insulting.
you're
I'm just saying everything has just been so mixed up and misconstrued that nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
I mean, Radar's
It
high
really-
risk,
it
so
really
he's taking
is
it
the
very
actual-
personally.
Yes,
I'm not
'cause
really
I had
taking
the
it
flu
personally.
4
I'm just
weeks
taking
ago.
it to the point
I
where
ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You ended up in the hospital?
Yes,
For what?
for influenza.
Okay.
A different strain of influenza. They said it's a 1 out of 100 strain,
Oh, wow.
and I could barely breathe. And in the hospital, everybody who had, like, say, no symptoms, like myself, they probably thought it was COVID-19. They put me in a separate room, and of course, they had the mask and everything. They had this sort of plastic mask and the N95, whatever you call it. Was it 4 weeks ago? It was like March 12th or 13th. But anyways,
Whatever, a month ago, whatever.
yeah, and it was before those tests started, and you had to wait for it. It was like right then, like a couple of days later, where you had to start waiting. I literally had the test that night, and the next day, 6 hours later, they said I don't have COVID-19. It's because that's what they were looking for at first. They said it's an influenza or something else. I'm free to go as long as you stay home, which is what I did. And a week later, I get the result back. It was influenza type something, which is a very heavy strain, which is like 1 out of 100 of the influenza that get it. Something like that.
Jesus. Right, all right.
I didn't cough or anything. I just felt chills. Had a temperature of, the temperature regular is 36.7 or 36.5. And when you have, like, say, a high fever, you're at like 37, 30, 38. I was at 39.6.
Okay.
So, and when I get there, like, I took the ambulance.
Wow.
So you're rather sick then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Are you okay now?
oh yeah, I'm okay now. Like, it was gone a couple of days later. They gave me
I'm glad.
some liquid that literally, like, after an hour, I was feeling fine after I got there. So that's
for what?
mass penis erectile dysfunction.
But
But the thing is, I don't see why people are not sure. It might be overblown, but there's some overblowing bullshit. They like say that, like, oh sure, this came from North Carolina to China, maybe, but where we are at now is what we should look for, and we'll look at the details later on, see where it came from and whatnot. Like, I believe
There's
some
something
of
like
it may
a
be
quarter
true.
or a third of the worldwide COVID-19 cases that are in the United States alone.
Yeah, that too. And
No,
people are
I
blaming the
agree, but-
Chinese, and they call it the Chinese virus, when it was literally brought by old white fat American assholes coming in from China because they had to go there to, oh honey, look at those hills. But really, they
Hold
just
on
went there
a
to
second.
fuck a hoe.
That's all speculation. We don't know.
Here,
We don't
Chris,
know where
but here's
this
the thing:
came from.
it's so easy to shoot
100%.
holes. It's so easy to shoot holes in a.
Of course,
yes, you're right.
is.
So it's just, instead of sitting back and just shooting the holes and everything, and finding a way to not adhere to
Take
the
air
rules
to
and the
caution. I know what you're
guidelines.
saying. Be safer than sorry, right?
Exactly.
I get
exactly.
Exactly.
I
That's
get
why. That's
that,
why
but
I don't think
my
not wearing a mask. You should be wearing a mask anyways, just to make sure. I don't care if it doesn't work.
my whole point is,
You're healthy.
I get the whole being safe.
You think you
and
don't have
sorry.
it, then you give it to somebody else, but you don't know about that.
No, I don't even think it's about that. I think it's about, is it over? Not even about being overblown or anything in the media. I'm talking about the amount of information on this is just
Classy.
it's gone to the point where we don't even fucking know anymore who to believe and who
The health
not
experts.
to believe on this whole fuck.
Well,
yeah,
yes,
but
yes.
there's different health experts on both sides, and that's the thing. We don't know I'll tell you why we don't know what to believe. because they don't fucking know.
I'm in a
Okay.
product small enough that
No.
doesn't have this both sides bullshit, and I pretty much.
I was gonna say, what is the big thing you don't believe? Because there's a general consensus about this thing. Yes, there's a few things here and there. Do pets get it? Do you know how contagious? There's a few outlying.
Could you imagine if
More or
fucking they
less,
find out that
everyone
dogs
agrees
can
on the
carry
same
it?
Shit about it. Like, there's not really a lot of question about this.
They
disease.
tried it and they can't.
They're actually worried that that
Which is-
COVID-19 might spread to animals. If it does, then it would create a reservoir of the virus in North American animals that do not currently have it, like wildlife, basically.
Yeah.
And then if that happens, it's much easier for this virus. If it's much easier,
right.
let me talk. Much easier for the virus to come back into the population if that happens.
Yeah. I think
Because right
in
now,
some
the only
way,
one
I
for
think
that virus is us.
in some way, I think in some parts, Chris is right. I think this was probably man-made because there are some of those things in there because they can't link it to any particular animal. They think it's from this animal that got it from bats. I think it looks like an armadillo.
Yeah,
but they can't. Pangolin. But they couldn't duplicate it from them to directly to humans. So there are something in between, and some of the strains that are in between are probably man-made. They don't know exactly yet. That's what they're looking into.
Let's go into a hypothetical situation that
it was made and it's designed not to kill animals.
Hold on a second. Let's just go into a hypothetical situation that this was actually man-made in. Doesn't matter where it is, U.S., Canada, fucking Wuhan. That's irrelevant. The point is, if this was man-made and it did get out, that's a big fucking problem, and they don't know. That's the fucking issue.
Yeah,
My problem with this one is they don't know where it came from. They don't know. They don't actually know how to fucking fix the problem. So I don't know. For me, I want to say I'm on the fence, but I'm not on the fence because I'm just like, is this being overblown for a different agenda or not?
It has the appearance of being overblown, but I'm sure it's a serious issue.
Yeah, overblown is just. Hold on, can I? Overblown to me is just
aware of the virus is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. To be aware that there's something out there that can get you sick, or can get your loved one sick, or can affect the old, or affect the newborns, or whatever. To be aware of this is not a bad thing. To actually understand that there is something out there, that's not my point. My point is they don't know what the fuck is going on. And everyone is fucking blowing shit way out of proportion.
You knows what I'm drinking?
Or not. What is that?
Hammond River.
So the 150,000 people or so that have died worldwide, is that a proportion?
No.
Yeah. Here, that's all perspective. And I know there's a ton of information. It's information overload, but understand news outlets are huge. TV and internet is everywhere. It's not like it used to be. And it's about ratings, Chris. And everybody wants to have the answers. Everybody's speculating. Everybody's using data, and they are. But hold on. And yes, of course it is. That's not. But it doesn't mean it isn't serious, and it shouldn't be taken serious. So you can't say it's overblown when they're talking about human lives.
I'm not saying that it's not serious. I'm not saying that it's.
Then how can you? Then when you say overblown, to me it diminishes the value of human life.
For me. It's not that it's not serious. Everyone should be, like I said, everyone should be aware of what's going on. Everyone should be washing their hands and fucking disinfecting, no matter whether this was a fucking virus or not. It doesn't matter. The point is, everything is fucking getting so. If you look at what's going on social media and all the misinformation out there, nobody knows what the fuck is going on anymore. That's the problem with this whole fucking situation.
Here, there's too many talking heads. There's too many people out there. There's too many people talking. It should be about. I rely on experts. My wife is in the health industry, and I just listen to those people. I don't listen to what Chris Cuomo says on CNN. I don't listen to those blowhards on Fox News. I don't listen to any of these people. I listen to medical experts.
Do you listen to President Trump?
No.
Hey, Hey, how'd your
course not.
corruption? I tried it. It was for you.
No, politicians are.
President Trump has a different. President Trump has a different fucking agenda for the whole thing.
No, I don't even. I'm not even going to give him
nothing to do with the virus.
Not even give time of day. Politicians, I don't listen to other than what they're going to put in place and what rules we have to follow to adhere that to make sure we're all safe, and that they're listening to experts. They have the best people in the world that they are listening to, and they're people who can shoot holes in theories and speculation. But again, they're using the best information they have available. And I don't think, and people to be second guessing them is all this is doing is just going to create more panic and more worry. If we all just shut the fuck up and listen to the right people, and yes, they don't have all the answers. And right now they're saying, listen, we don't know.
People?
The top of the top of the food chain in the medical world are the people, and they're not doing this all on their own. They have teams and teams and teams of people providing information.
Believe the medical professionals and stop believing there's a conspiracy among them to make us believe.
No, it's not about a conspiracy. For me, with what you're saying, if you're going to listen to the top experts,
why wouldn't you listen to the medical experts? That's the one thing I got a point about it. Like, why wouldn't you listen to them?
Because
they're the medical experts. It's
everybody knows
science.
Who the top experts are? No,
scientists. Do you?
That? The medical guys?
No, nobody does. That's my point.
No, they don't get there by fluke, man. They don't get there by fluke. Okay, they're the best of the best. Okay,
you got medical professionals that actually know what they're doing, and medical professionals paid by billionaires who want to keep everybody to work.
Like Dr. Phil.
I would love to hear from all the medical professionals what you guys are saying, but who are they?
Oh my!
That's my point.
My point Dr. Fauci.
There's not really a debate.
So much
Dr. Fauci, yes. He's sitting there underneath.
There's so many medical professionals out there. There's so many medical professionals out there. Everyone else needs to be fucking muted and let the actual professional medical experts out there talk instead of letting everybody.
But he's one guy
like Redbeard.
Okay, he's one guy, and there's a ton of media outlets, and a lot of them are featuring him and what he's saying. But then they bring in their guys because they're trying to fill airtime. Right, they're all because people are concerned. People want to tune in. They are trying to keep people on the line. They're trying to provide as much. They're trying to be helpful, but they can't fill their airtime with just Dr. Fauci. So they bring in other people to bring other ideas, other perspectives to weigh in, to tell some stories, all that shit. And then they'll yeah.
And then those people get debunked later by some other medical professional, and it's a back and forth fucking game. That's the problem.
Who got debunked? I mean, Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz got debunked. Who else?
Fauci's been.
American doctors compromised
as well. Every doctor's been.
How has Fauci been debunked?
Somewhere else.
Yeah, no doctor worth their salt, really, right? Because they're not the ones at the top of the food chain. You got guys that Fauci are, right? So so you're saying that he's been debunked? Debunked by who? Nobody with any credibility, I would say.
Some guy who was a doctor at one time, and then
some guy in a fucking RV in Montana somewhere. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Redbeard sitting in the background.
That's a lot of people there, Yord.
He's sitting in the background saying cheers. Redbeard. Fuck.
Redbeard, you don't want in on this.
Even when I'm talking about what Redbeard's doing, I'm getting
talked we already know where this is going with Redbeard coming in. He's gonna fucking talk about Ethan and his fucking Facebook post, and oh my god, I can just imagine.
Do you have any volunteers to go in the background?
All right.
How about we get another fucking
I'm gonna take a breather.
Shit.
All right, I'm gonna take a breather.
That's only 6 people is shit. Let's get something else.
Here you go.
It's true.
Hey, Redbeard. Hi, oh, Doritos.
Hey,
shut up, Redbeard.
Why are you eating your own kind?
First of all,
using the red.
Why would you take Yui out?
What is Redbeard drinking?
He said he was going to take a breather.
I'm a purse.
I'm a purse. Check him out, miners.
I mean, Guy hasn't said anything about this, so why is he here?
I'm bored the fuck out of my mind. Online.
Should we not find something that can hold more than 6 people?
We got to really look into that because
there's
rarely ever run
COVID-19
into this.
documents about this shit. Nobody's listening to what I'm saying right now, so go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
We can hear you. We're listening to you, Guy. Don't worry.
Does anybody hear me talking?
You said Guy said
You've been talking for 9 hours.
His left index finger to masturbate, and that's what I heard.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, no, there's a bunch of
Notice what
COVID-19.
I'm not doing?
I go suck a cow's cock. Anyways,
Suck a cow cock.
Suck a cow's cock.
I forget what I was going to say.
He's drinking the hard shit again.
Hey, Nick,
No,
is
well,
Nick, is
close.
yours in the background?
Yuri is in the background, but he's taking a breather.
Oh,
it's my
Okay.
second
Hey,
sparkle,
another sparkly
sparkle
proof.
puff.
Nick, whenever he's ready to go back, feel free to take me out because I actually was very interested in what he had to say. So.
do you guys have TeamSpeak or Discord?
We have Discord, but Discord has video.
You're back.
Doesn't really have any.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
There's
the
other
fucking-
other video services that we can use, or even if we were willing to install software for these things, we could do that.
Space
But,
Station. We didn't play Space Station. What
The
fuck?
main
No.
thing is that we need to come up with some mechanism like using OBS to stream this stuff. And by that, I'm probably thinking more myself because Redbeard's prepared for it. Like Redbeard could easily set up like not a Zoom chat, but like Cisco WebEx or something like that, and broadcast everybody through OBS.
Oh, Guy just sent the golf thingy. Guy just sent a golf thingy.
Oh.
Are you guys in there?
If it's
I
gonna load.
gotta get to bed. So otherwise,
What?
I would maybe if anybody's around for golf tomorrow, I'd do it.
Oh, Nick, are you the leader of the this hangout StreamYard?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, can you transfer it to somebody else so we can?
I can't transfer.
Well,
I
somebody's
mean,
gonna start.
if you really wanted to, you could get Redbeard to do a stream on his channel.
Yeah, Redbeard.
Redbeard hasn't said anything yet. Carrie hasn't
Well,
said
he just
nothing.
got here.
Even
Yeah, hang on, Guy. I'll just a second.
if
Well,
Nick
wait till-
leaves, though,
Give me a second. I'll fire up a new stream.
Yeah, Redbeard's gonna start another
Well,
StreamYard.
Okay, so in the meantime, thanks to the 3 viewers I still have right now, even after all that COVID talk. I want to thank everybody for making it this far. First of all, thank you, Jamie. And we're gonna go take this thing offline. So we'll talk to you guys later.
I love you, Chris.
Cheers.
I love you, Chris. I'm sorry.
Love you.
fuck
I
you,
love you.
COVID-19.
Love you, baby.
I mean,